In the quiet corridors of Evergreen College, where ivy clung to stone walls and the scent of old paper lingered in the library air, Mia Halden had always stood out. She moved through campus with a natural grace, confident, smiling, always surrounded by people. Her laughter was familiar in lecture halls, and her name was often floated among student groups, events, and social gatherings. There was a brightness to her, undeniable and constant. Her roommate, Laura Kessler, was nothing like her. Laura preferred solitude, rarely speaking in class, her nose always buried in some worn paperback, usually poetry or obscure historical fiction. She walked the halls like a ghost, slipping into rooms before anyone noticed her. Mia had often caught glimpses of her huddled in corners of the common room, or sitting on the far edge of group tables in the dining hall. At first, Mia thought it would be easy. She was determined to be a good roommate, maybe even a friend. She made an effort, greeting Laura cheerfully every morning, complimenting her clothes or books, inviting her to events. But every attempt was met with polite nods or soft, closed-lipped smiles. Laura kept her emotional doors tightly shut. Still, Mia persisted. One gray October evening, rain tapping against the dorm window, Mia returned from a study group. She entered their room humming softly, dropping her backpack onto her desk. But the moment she turned, she froze. Laura was curled up on the floor beside her bed, her back against the wall, knees drawn to her chest. Her hands trembled violently, and her breath came in quick, shallow gasps. Her face was pale, and her eyes, wide and glassy, darted around the room as if trying to escape it. Mia's instincts kicked in. She dropped to her knees beside her. Hey, it's okay," she said quickly, her voice low but steady. "Laura, can you hear me? Look at me. Just focus on me, okay?" Laura's eyes flickered toward her, wild and unfocused. "You're safe here," Mia continued, her voice like a steady drumbeat. "You're here with me. You're safe." She reached out gently, resting a hand on Laura's shoulder. At first, she flinched, but she didn't pull away. "Breathe with me," she whispered, inhaling deeply, slowly, rhythmically. She exaggerated each breath so Laura could follow. In and out. That's it. Minutes passed like hours. Gradually, Laura's breathing slowed. Her hands rested on her knees, still shaking but less violently. The panic began to subside, replaced by a heavy, suffocating silence. Mia sat back, unsure of what to say, watching Laura's chest rise and fall. "I'm sorry if I have overwhelmed you in any way," she said eventually, her voice cautious. I wanted to be a good friend." Laura looked away, staring at the pattern in the carpet. Her lips parted, then closed again. She seemed to fight an internal war, one that had been simmering for a long time. "It's not that," she said finally, her voice almost inaudible. "It's just, I recognized you." Mia blinked. "Recognized me? From high school? Ridgeview?" Mia tilted her head. "Wait, you went to Ridgeview too?" Laura nodded slowly. You were part of the popular group, always laughing in the halls, always surrounded by people. I was just invisible." Mia frowned, searching her memory. Hundreds of faces flashed through her mind. Years of crowded classrooms, cheerleading practice, cafeteria tables. She couldn't place Laura. "I never noticed," she said softly. "I'm sorry." Laura's eyes shimmered with something deeper than anger. Hurt, old and festering. "Exactly. You didn't notice, but you still made an impact." Mia felt something inside her shift, like a trapdoor opening beneath her. "There were times," Laura continued, her voice shaking, "when you and your friends would walk by and laugh. You probably thought it was harmless. Maybe you weren't even laughing at me, but I always thought you were. Once in creative writing class, I read a poem aloud, and someone in your group called it a weird little spell. You laughed. You all did. Mia's throat tightened. I don't remember that. I know, Laura said simply. But I believe you, Mia added quickly, her voice raw. And I'm so sorry. Laura looked up, truly meeting her eyes for the first time. I wasn't sure if coming here, sharing a room with you, was fate's cruel joke. I almost transferred out of this room. I didn't think I could handle it. And now? Mia asked, barely able to breathe. I don't know, Laura admitted, but seeing you now, I don't think you're the same person anymore. Or maybe you never meant to be that person in the first place. I didn't, but maybe that's part of the problem. I never even thought about the effect I was having. I just existed in my own bubble. Silence settled again, but this time it wasn't suffocating. It was something else. A pause. A space for reflection. Then Mia stood up and crossed to her desk. She pulled out a small notebook and scribbled something on a torn piece of paper. What's that? Laura asked, wiping her eyes. Mia handed it to her. It read, Friday, 6:30 p.m., poetry open mic. You in? Laura read it, then looked up slowly. I thought you might want a friend there, Mia said, shrugging. Or company. Laura smiled, small but genuine. Okay, yeah, I'll think about it. In the weeks that followed, the rhythm of their shared space changed. They still didn't talk constantly, but when they did, it wasn't one-sided. Mia learned to listen, to observe. Laura began to leave her door slightly ajar, metaphorically and literally. They talked late into the night about books, about the strange anxiety of growing up, about the people they used to be. And on a crisp November evening, Laura stood at the mic at the poetry night, reading verses that trembled but held strength. Mia was in the front row, clapping the loudest. They were no longer strangers bound by circumstance or girls haunted by a shared past. They were something new,